It's so good when Jay Buhner's in the booth, man. And then the combination of Jay in the booth with, some really good offensive baseball like we've been watching here for the last week or so since the trade deadline. Even cooler. And he joins us right now, the Bone himself. Jay, good morning. How are you?
Top of the morning, gentlemen. How we doing?
Well, I'm doing great. I got to tell you, watching
so
this.
the Mariners, man.
Right.
Holy cow.
What do you make of this new lineup?
Fun, man. Dude, it's so fun. It's so fun to be in the booth because it's just like I'm on the seat of my pants, just like the Mariner fans are on their seats. The offense is unbelievable, and they're stealing bags and manufacturing run, getting their jerseys dirty, and it's like a completely revamped new team, new attitude, new personality, and you know what? I think the league's taking notice pretty darn quick. It's going to be some exciting baseball come September, and I'm really excited about that.
Deepest lineup your name was ever written into?
Man, I don't know. I mean, 97 was pretty special. 95 was special just because every day there was a new hero. Everyone contributed. That's what I see a lot of with this team right now is, everyone is contributing from start to finish. And it's been that way all year long. There was a time when the starting pitching was carrying it. The bullpen was carrying it. They had the best 7, 8, 9 hitters in the game for almost a month and a half. Now they made a couple of 3 trades here, and these guys have been immediate impact. I mean, you can see what can happen. Both of them stepping up there, going back leg and hitting some big home runs, and it's contagious. It's carrying over with everybody. It takes a lot of the pressure off of Cal. Now Cal can do some things and not stress about trying to hit a 3-run home run every time he goes to the plate. So, and slowly but surely, this team's getting healthy, and the starting pitching, which has been, arguably the best in baseball for the last couple of years, are starting to get healthy. You got Miller right around the corner coming back, and then you got Vic getting ready and healthy and full of energy and bouncing off the walls inside the clubhouse, ready to go. And so he's not too far from being activated, which is another deadly weapon, in that lineup, another guy that can go get it, another guy that can steal a money bag, another guy can pop one out of the ballpark. So, and another great attitude in that clubhouse. So it's been fun. The last couple, 3-4 days, I've been walking through that clubhouse, and it has been electric. It's been a lot of fun, and it's great to see the guys having fun and having a good time. It's good to see Danny smiling and not as stressed out. So that's always a good thing.
You mentioned the personalities. You mentioned the clubhouse. The Josh Naylor personality is fascinating to us. I don't know how many guys you've been around that have a similar personality to Josh Naylor. We generally keep it as clean as possible, as you know, here on this station and on the show. But he's got the red ass. It's just I don't know how else you're supposed to describe Josh Naylor.
No doubt about it. He's an old school player, man.
Who does he remind you of?
A lot of the guys, the way the game was supposed to be played years ago, not trying to be that old guy, but that's how a lot of the guys were. It's how everybody used to carry themselves. You show up for work, you play hard. There was a time and place to smile and have fun. But usually when you step across the line and in between the lines, it's all work. And that's what I love about it, especially when he hit his first home run. They handed him the pitchfork, and he looked at it. He just, if you could read his lips,
the disgust.
It was pretty comical. I think he had a little more fun with it the other day. You need somebody like that to, kick a guy in the butt, but also be able to pat a guy on the back. And that's what's awesome about him.
Couple names that have come up in trying to figure out what that personality is like. Randy Johnson was one, obviously a pitcher. Another one that came up today was Gary Sheffield, with just some of the disgust Sheff would show when you throw him a pitch that he destroyed. I don't know how much you were around Randy. I don't know how much you were around Sheffield, but I'm trying to come up with some comps for what that personality is like.
Well, there was Dan Gladden that always had a snarl on his face when he played. Really and truly, a lot of the old school guys, old throwback, that's what he's from. But, it's just good to have him in that lineup. I mean, if you look around the league and you talk to anybody, especially anybody over with the Guardians and some of the places he's played and his reputation around the league, everybody knows he's a gamer. He's great in the clubhouse. Everybody loves him. He's one of the best teammates you'll ever have. And if you look at his numbers, they speak for themselves. I mean, 30 and over 100 last year. He's been getting squishy up there since he's come to Seattle. It's going to be very exciting. He's going to be a 2020 guy. I think that's pretty safe to say. The 20 bags is not going to be a problem. He's double stealing, it seems like, the last two nights. He's stealing second, stealing third. It's amazing because he's a big boy too, but for being a big boy, he's pretty fleet on his feet. Saw him make a hell of a play over there at first base, spinning around on the throw that was up the line and into the base runner, and he was able to spin through, keep his foot on the bag, pop up, and not get hurt over there. So he's pretty amazing with the glove too. So he brings attitude. He brings a lot of different things to that team in the clubhouse, and more importantly is the damage he brings and the instant cog, and he leads by example, which is pretty good. You can already see guys are feeding off of that.
It's great to have Buhner around, especially when he socks Salk right in the kidney. It's even better to hear you on broadcast.
Say that 3 times, sock Salk.
Yeah, not going to do it. You're probably like me a little bit, Jay. You and I are probably aligned in this way. I'm a little leery of AI and all this stuff, but let me read this out loud, and you can either deny or agree, and then we'll get to Mr. Naylor's speed. Jay Buhner's most stolen bases in a single season was in 1992, when you stole how many bags?
3? I don't know.
Come on.
I have no clue.
You stole 12
I don't know.
bases.
I don't care.
You stole 12.
Well, see,
yeah. You stole 12 bags in 92. And, Jay, you hold the Major League Baseball record. No. I'm going to cut you off because you hold a record. You hold the Major League Baseball record for most times not caught stealing in a season with let me read this again.
Most steals without getting caught.
That's right. Yeah. 11 for 11 in 92 as well. You and Naylor. Base stealers. How'd you do it?
Back into double steals.
He is in the bottom 3 percentile as the slowest player in baseball. 97% of players in baseball today have a faster sprint speed than Josh Naylor. He's in the bottom 3%, and he's going to steal 20
It doesn't matter,
bags.
though. It doesn't matter. If you pay attention to the game and listen to some of his post-game deal, like especially yesterday, listen to it a little bit, what he says. Mm-hmm. He shows up to the ballpark, and when he's on the bench, he's constantly watching the game. Constantly. And so he's picking up basically where the guy's, if he's got a slide step or he is on the rubber, how fast his time is he got a high leg kick. There's so many things that come into play. Not only that, he's watching how he's pitching to the guy ahead of him, what's going on in the game. He gets out on the base paths. He gets that little walking lead. If they don't stop him, he's gone. When you got a walking lead and your momentum's going, pretty much anybody can get there for the most part. But he's not afraid to take a chance, which is awesome. And if he can do it, that's what I was talking about earlier. Leading by example. If he can do it, then shoot, anybody on that team should be able to do it. You saw Cole get his first stolen base. Heck of a job over there by EY, giving him a little confidence and helping him out and being in his ear and telling him when to go and telling him, what his pop time is and all the different things. But, this team is not going to sit around and wait, and you can see that already. It's pretty cool. But Naylor, he's just it's just one of those guys. He gets it. He just knows how to steal a bag. And not only that, he's stealing freaking third base too, which is even more impressive, man. It's so fun to see a guy like that you look at, and he doesn't have your prototypical base stealing body. Let's just be honest. But he can pick them up and put them down. So it's pretty cool to watch, and he is. He's just one of those guys that's really exciting.
Brock and I were talking yesterday, Jay. We were talking yesterday about sort of urgency and various words that don't always necessarily fit perfectly in baseball. But the one we kind of settled on was focus. that it does feel, and you've been on some teams that have locked it in late in the season and into the postseason, where all of a sudden it just feels like they can't do anything wrong. They don't miss a pitch when there's one to hit. They make every play in the field. They're just sort of a level of, I think it's focus, but you would have a better term for it. What is it like when a team locks it in late in the year and starts kind of really doing its thing into the postseason?
Well, other teams take notice first and foremost. It gets around the league in a hurry. Just like it's getting around the league right now, the dichotomy to that is look at the Yankees right now. What are they doing? They're playing some ugly damn baseball. I mean, they're finding out ways to lose ball games and mental mistakes beyond mental mistakes, not knowing how many outs there are, getting picked off. I mean, so it's the complete opposite. And the Mariners are just, they just got that. They got that vibe right now, and I think their feeling is at least it was for us when we were in our heydays and in the stretch, especially '95. If we lost a game, it's just we looked at it. We ran out of outs. We just ran out of outs, man. But we'll pick it up tomorrow. And that's kind of the attitude these guys have. They're having fun. They're pulling for one another. They're picking each other up. There's no doubt about that. But they're having a blast. And like I said before, I'll repeat it again, that clubhouse is just really something special, man. I mean, it's been that way all year this year. It's just there's something in the air this year. I think these guys know it's really special. And I'll tip my hat to the ownership group, John and Jeff and the list. I mean, they really stepped up. We're going to do something. We got a couple of holes here, and we're going to fill them. And, they did it, man. So now it's up to these guys. I mean, you can look at it any way you want to look at it. Is it pressure? Hell yeah, it's pressure. But you know what? You got the team now. They stepped up. Now it's time for these guys to step up, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a really exciting run. I'm looking forward to doing my last game on the road in Houston, the 19th to the 21st, and hopefully there's some champagne involved because I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Jay, there were often times I'd sit in my NFL locker room back in the day and look at Walter Jones and Steve Hutchinson, future Hall of Famers, some of the best to ever play offensive line. I'm in my red jersey in practice, and these guys are just laying their body on the line. And I had such a respect. Some of the violence that these backs would take with hits and everything else. I wonder, as a positional player, your body wears down over 120 games and everything else, but to look over at Cal Raleigh and what that guy is doing night in and night out, is there something analogous to me and those O-linemen?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, there's so many hats that guy's got to wear. Not only is he trying to freaking take BP, he's got to get an equal amount of swings from the right side as he does from the left side, and then he's trying to manage the game, and he's trying to basically manage the pitching staff, and he's got to communicate with that, and then he's also got to do the same thing with the umpires and build that bond and that respect and get the strike zone. So he's working that, and then he's going in and he's basically talking to the pitching coach. And there's so many different things. And then on top of it, oh, by the way, he's a catcher and he plays every single day. Yeah, I mean, he takes a beating back there, and then he fouls the ball off his foot. And I mean, there's just so many things. And he just, you never see him complain. He's always steady. But you know what? You're exactly right. At this point of the year, some of these guys are trying to, they've hit the wall and they're trying to break through that wall and get that second win. And it goes right back to what I said before. There's the trade deadline and they go and make some moves for you. Some of these guys got an all-star break and got a chance to, recharge a little bit. Cal didn't have that luxury. Oh, by the way, he went and won the home run derby. That takes a hell of a lot out of you too. He didn't get those 3 days of a mental break. So, there's going to be peaks and valleys, and there's going to be a time right now, the second, since the All-Star break, it's been a little bit of a slow go for him. But you know what? It's a grind, man, and he's figured out a way to do it and comes up with a big base hit last night, and he'll continue to keep doing that. But the moves they made to get a couple of these guys in here is taking a lot of the pressure off of him.
Well, so and it could even get him a break, right? I mean, now that you've got Gino and Naylor, he may not want it, but that doesn't mean it's not the best idea for him to have one now and again. And
something says he probably will today,
right?
So we'll just say that.
That was kind of my thought. Was like, hey, you're playing Chicago. You You've come up with a couple of wins. Can you get him off his feet for a full day today?
I think that'll happen.
Good, and it should.
That might happen.
It should. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's that time of year where you got some guys that need to step up and carry the load a little bit for some of these guys, and some of these bench guys are going to have to step up a little bit too. They're not going to get a whole lot of playing time now. Pretty much what you see is what you get with that starting lineup. It's going to be the same lineup pretty much every day. Slap it up on the wall. It's not going to change a lot. So these guys better get ready when they get their opportunity. I mean, I like the fact they put Mastro in there and Demo in there a little bit the other day and gave the guys a couple days, a couple innings off, but it's not going to happen a whole lot. These guys got to have to buckle up, Chuck, and especially this morning, it's going to be a quick turnaround. But, you've already won the series, and they got a Rule 5 guy that's on the mound today, and just figure out a way to continue to keep doing what they're doing, and that's putting pressure pitches on that pitcher because they're not waiting around. They're stealing the bag, and next thing you know, somebody gets a big base hit. You saw what happened last night. It was bam, bam. Next thing you know, they dropped a 5-spot can of whoop ass on them, and it's a good thing they did because this young Chicago team, they're hunting the fastball and they're not missing it. So it made it pretty interesting at the end. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's nice to be able to be in this situation and talk about this team from this standpoint because they got everything that matches up. I think everybody around the league knows on paper their pitching staff stacks up against anybody. They've made a nice move to get another lefty in there in Ferg, who's tested, playoff tested with the Dodgers. So that certainly helps and takes a lot off of Gabe over there. And I think it could be pretty magical.
Interesting. Well, it does sound like you might know somebody and, I don't know, helps make out a lineup for the team or something. It feels like you might have access to some information. I don't know how you would, it must be a really good report. It's like having Jeff Passan on the line here, Brock,
sure.
on a Thursday instead of a Tuesday. Jay, it is.
I think you guys think along the same way too. Come on,
I can't let you go though. I can't let you go without this. And I know we're a little bit late, so you're in town.
Screw it, man.
We got time. Just do it, Brock. Just go.
You're in town.
Rule number one, you'll decide.
You're in town to celebrate Ichiro as well. How freaking cool was that Hall of Fame speech and the celebration of the first Japanese player here in America to get to the Hall? Just your thoughts on the whole entire deal up there in New York.
I didn't know he spoke English.
You liar. You big fat liar. Don't show up on our show and lie to the people. We have actual listeners who demand accountability, Jay. Don't lie to the people.
I mean, dude, it's so itchy though. Everything he takes on full speed ahead, man. I mean, the challenge, you knew he was going to nail it. That's just him, and that's the way he does things. And so, I mean, he was funny. I mean, guys, you got months and months and months of him showing up and talking in front of people, giving his speech. I mean, this guy was not going to fail. He was not going to get hung. He was going to nail it. And he did. And it shouldn't surprise anybody because that's just the way he is. And he's a funny guy, and he's a great teammate, and I'm so happy for him. And it's so impressive because think about it. There's no way. I know about 3 or 4 words in Japanese, and they're all bad words because that's typical. But and for him,
so they're the same 3 or 4 words you know in English. That's amazing.
But I mean, for 30 minutes. He spoke in English there. I mean, that's impressive, man. I mean, and he nailed it. So, and he's got one more coming up on Saturday, and that's going to be fun to be a part. And it's going to be fun to rub elbows with all the Hall of Famers in there and have a couple of libations and get caught up and rap about old times. So, yeah, it's quite the week for Itchy and well deserved.
How about the way Randy handled that whole thing too? Randy Johnson with the 251s and saying, "Yeah, I'm happy to go in and all of that, but I don't want to do anything to take away from Ichiro's moment." I thought that was a pretty, he spent some time on the air talking with everybody about it about a month or 2 ago. But I thought that was awesome, wasn't it?
Well, I tell you, I mean, that's Randy. We all know Randy as being a red ass, and Randy has his moments. But I will tell you, Randy is first class. And, Itchy asked him to wear number 51. And I think at the end of the day, it was well handled. Randy's going to get his just due, just like he should, and I agree with you 100%. I mean, it was good to see him yesterday walking through the clubhouse. He's in town doing his book thing, and he's got another little book deal going on today, and slowly but surely the boys are starting to show up. Felix will be in town here pretty soon, and Junebug's already here, so there's a little extra vibe going around, some special people walking through the clubhouse, and that always sends a good sign, a good signal. So, yeah, he handled it very, very well. Yeah. But that's Randy, though, man. Randy don't down, and what you see is what you get. So.
It's really cool.
Awesome when that was awesome when he pitched too, because if all hell broke loose, he'd step up on the top step and put a kibosh to that pretty darn quick.
All right, well, Jay, we gotta let you go. Our dump button is out. We're out of dump space. We've already used the dump button too many times in just a 20-minute interview. So now we have to let you go, because if you say something else, we have no ability to dump it. So now we've got to let you go.
Full of it. You guys are full of it.
I wish I could say. I wish I was lying.
Too,
this one is actually true. We actually have to let Jay go because our dump button takes a while to come back and gear up to speed.
Love you, Jay.
Know you later, boys.
See you, buddy. There's Jay Buhner.
Cheers,
truly one of the great guests in all of radio. One of the great people I've ever met in the game of baseball. Just a laugh riot, man. I love that guy.
He's our Charles Barkley.